told you many times here on the show about the mainstream media and how they can't really find, fact from fiction, that sort of thing. If you recall last year, the head of the Good Morning Britain TV breakfast show over here, Susanna Reid, that's a woman, of course, who very cruelly came out and dumped her co-host the minute Meghan Markle wrote that letter to the head of the channel, let's not forget that, decided after a 5-year hiatus that they were going to be allowed to interview the then sitting Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Boris Johnson. She trotted along in her designer heels with her crew over to Downing Street and, had many plaudits for her apparently hard-hitting interview, which didn't really go anywhere, let's be honest. And then they tried to mock the Prime Minister by claiming he didn't know who Lorraine was. This was a simple thing that happened at the end of the interview where Susanna decided to throw back to the studio, which was now going to the Lorraine show. Mr. Johnson said, "Who's Lorraine?" Now, apparently this was, well, how on earth did he not know who Lorraine Kelly was? Absolutely. I mean, everybody knows who she is. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But it was the unfolding story that ITV decided to pursue about this lady, Elsie. We've told you about it before. And ITV refused to say exactly the verification of this particular individual. You see, she claimed to be getting on buses just to keep warm and, of course, to keep active during the winter months because she couldn't heat a flat or indeed eat. As simple as that. Now, Susanna decided to go on the media rounds, basically saying, oh, it was a terrible story and she checked in on Elsie, etc., etc. Now, how different is this particular story with a similar story from ITV with, of course, the disgraced TV presenter, disgraced because they dumped him, Philip Schofield? You see, what's fascinating here is nobody can find Elsie. Nobody's willing to verify how true this story was. But it goes even worse because at the recent TV BAFTAs, Susanna Reid and her crew rocked up because that particular interview had been nominated for a BAFTA. Well, as you can imagine, BAFTA at least recognised the fact that it was utter tosh and Susanna did not win that award. Now, I've put in requests on numerous occasions to the ITV press office and indeed the head of ITV. They simply refuse to acknowledge them, simply because I, for one, do not believe the verification of this story. Elsie, it turns out, wasn't this poor pensioner that was portrayed in that TV show at all. And any journalist worth their salt would have been very easy to find out and verify the true background. But Susanna and her team went along with this story. I've reached out to her on social media, to their producer, to their production team. Nobody answers that vital question. So the question I would ask for anybody, if you are watching many aspects of mainstream media, and Good Morning in particular, don't forget that this alleged BAFTA-nominated interview really appears to be something of a tissue of lies. That is, of course, unless Susanna and the rest of the team can verify this to me, and more importantly, to the dwindling viewers that they now have remaining. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.